Okay, how is everybody? I'm going to try another one of these mega BAM Ultra boxes. And what it was is at the end of about a month ago, I guess it was October, because I bought it while I was at New York Comic Con. I remember I was waiting in line for a panel while I placed the orders. BAM basically said, hey, if you buy this, we'll give you a bunch of stuff from our previous Ultra boxes. As I had only bought 2 Ultra boxes, I bought the Maverick and I bought the Vixens, comic book Vixens or whatever it was called. I thought, hey, I'll probably get a bunch of stuff that it was really, really cool. But as I do these, because I've been told, because I write a lot for pop culture and I write about pop culture and I write sometimes comics and sci-fi and I ghostwrite stuff, that I have a, quote, encyclopedic knowledge of pop culture. So people have challenged me to do these boxes to see if I can be stumped. And if you have these boxes, I can hopefully, I apologize, I'm losing my voice, give you some information you didn't know. I just spent 30 minutes on horror movies pulling out stuff out of my head that I completely had forgotten were there. And I have another one where somebody commented how impressed they were with my knowledge of people who had done E.T.'s voices. But we'll see. I don't know what's in this. I could know nothing. I could know everything. I got 2 I missed in the last box. I was a little bummed. But to be fair, there were like 40 things in there. So, all right. Let's see how I do. First, I got to open it. Oh, there's 2. Hold on. Oh, sorry. All right. I apologize for the cough. All right. And you know what I realized? Neither one of these boxes have the BAM paper. I kind of feel ripped off. BAM paper is the most important thing. All right. First is a license plate. Without turning it over, I'm going to guess it's Supernatural, or it could be what was inside Jaws, or 1956, too old. You know what? I know there was a Stephen King box, so I'm going to say that that is Christine, because Christine was a 1955 car, because it was the last of its kind. I believe that was why they picked the car that they picked. I think that's the license plate. That was Stephen King. I think John Carpenter directed it. What a dream team. I remember Alexandra Paul from Baywatch is in it. She played Stephanie Holden, Mitch Buchanan's true love on Baywatch. Kelly Preston was in it. She's from Everything Else. I know that at the time this was made, I know this from Stephen King's On Writing book, they actually started filming the movie before the book was out. So that's kind of cool. I wish I could be that famous. I don't even have any movies about my books. All right, so that's the first thing. I don't know. Here's the funny thing. I don't know that that's Christine. If it isn't, I'm sure someone will tell me and jump up and down and say, oh, that's the Supernatural license plate. I admit my pop culture knowledge does not extend to license plate numbers. It doesn't say anything, right? It doesn't CQ. No, it doesn't. All right, never mind. At a time would have been easy. All right, yeah, I have this one. I know who it is, but I'll give you a lot of good information. This is Mystique. She's in the Vixen boxes, but she is the Marvel character. She is well known from the X-Men movies. However, most people don't realize is she's not actually an X-Men character. She was created by Chris Claremont, and I'm trying to think who the artist was. Hold on, it was Cockrum. Cockrum and Claremont created her. And she actually appeared in Ms. Marvel. It was either issue 16 or 18. She had 2 identities. She was Raven Darkholme. She was a senator, and she was also Mystique. And so she came out in the late 70s. She's like the family linchpin of the X-Men universe, because she's like the mother of Nightcrawler. She's the mother of Graydon Creed, who's a villain. She's Rogue's stepmom, and she's married to Destiny. And if you're reading any X-Men comics now, that's a major plot. She's part of the Inferno storyline. Also interesting, Rogue is also not a X-Men character. She first appeared in Avengers Annual number 10. So if you think about, now it was all one company, but back then Fox had the license for X-Men characters, as in characters that originated in the X-Men. And so Quicksilver is in 2 because Quicksilver is in the Avengers because he was an Avenger, but he's also in X-Men because he originated as an X-Men villain. So that caused tension. But also, I wonder if Rogue was actually an Avenger and Mystique, the 2 big X-Men characters, actually started not X-Men. So I don't know if they would have been covered by the contract. But I also don't know if lawyers know comics that deep when they were looking at the contracts for that kind of stuff. Maybe they did. Maybe that's why they were able to work out the Quicksilver deal where Scarlet Witch got out of the X-Men universe, and because she's originally a little girl, and then Quicksilver dies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So maybe that's how they worked it out. Babbling. Sorry. I'll move on. All right. Another pin. Do not know who that is. I have no idea who that is. I'm going to put that aside. Last time, I actually saw other stuff in the box that helped me, but I don't. I hope that it will help me. I have no idea. Oh, this one's easy. This is really funny. I just actually got back from Disney World because I did their villains run. And this is Cusco from Emperor's New Groove. And Yzma was the villain in that with Kronk. And they actually had, I believe, the half marathon was sponsored by them. And one of the best things they did was you run through this whole place where it's fog and it's like all these scary things. And it's like Maleficent's castle and all these dragons. And then you get to the end and it's just Kronk with his grill trying to act like he made all the smoke because he was barbecuing. David Spade plays the voice. Eartha Kitt is Yzma. I have an Eartha Kitt story. Before I was a writer, when I was just a lowly trial attorney from the Department of Justice traveling the world, I had a trial in, it was in Detroit, Michigan. I was there for 3 months. And she was there doing Cinderella. And we used to work out in the gym, as in I saw her from afar. And one day I got up the courage to just go say hi to her. And I said something to the effect of, Miss Kitt, you were one of the people that made me a man growing up. And she said, who are the others? And I was like, I guess it was Batgirl and probably, I don't know, Marianne. And so there you go. So Eartha Kitt and I were talking about being a kid watching women on TV. So a little weird, but great. And she was lovely and wonderful about it. And she said it was one of the nicest things anyone had ever said to her, which shows she's a good liar too. So there you go. All right, moving on. It's a badge. Lincoln County, and that is not Walking Dead. That is, it says Constable. So, oh my God, it's really funny. This is completely accidental. I know what this is because I recently saw this was playing on one of these off cable channels, or actually was one of these Roku channels with free movies. This is actually from the movie Young Guns. I'm betting. I hope it is because I'm about to tell you a lot about Young Guns because Young Guns came out in 1988. I know that because that's the year I graduated high school. Kiefer Sutherland's in it. Lou Diamond Phillips is in it. Martin Sheen, Emilio's brother, is in it. Emilio Estevez's brother. I believe Emilio Estevez is in it. Terrence Stamp, Jarrell himself, Zod himself, Kneel Before Zod is in it. Terry O'Quinn of Lost fame, but pre-Lost is in this movie. And Jack Palance, everybody's favorite cowboy, is in this movie. As is 2 unknown people, because it was on the bottom of the screen, because that's what it was. It was one of these cheesy movie things with the trivia. And it was Tom Cruise and Randy Travis and John Bon Jovi are all in the movie. Now, I know John Bon Jovi did the Blaze of Glory song from it, but the other 2, Tom Cruise was apparently just on set one day because he was filming nearby, and so they put him in it. And then Randy Travis really, really wanted to be in it, and so there was that. All right, but that's how I know. And if I'm completely wrong, hey, you learned a lot about the movie Young Guns. All right, moving on. Art. That's actually pretty easy because it's on his shirt. That is from the movie Benchwarmers. That is, I'm trying to think. This is David Spade. So I see a theme. You've got David Spade, who played Emperor's New Groove, and David Spade, who's in Benchwarmers. Trying to think what I know about Benchwarmers. I'm trying to think if I can even remember the name of the kids in Benchwarmers. I actually don't remember anything about Benchwarmers. I know it's Rob Snyder, David Spade, and John somebody is the last one. None of these are signing this, so I'm guessing this is the art print. It was produced by Adam Sandler, who, I know something. So David Spade and Rob Snyder were in a big fight, and Adam Sandler made them do this movie together so that they would make up. And apparently they did make up. And the names of the guys are Clark, Richie, and Gus. All right. I hope I didn't forget something important because I pulled that out. All right. This is really cool. This is Admiral Thawne. This is also art. This is obviously Admiral Thawne from Rebels, but as a diehard true Star Wars fan, I know Admiral Thawne from the Star Wars novels, which are some of the best novels ever written. They started with Heir to the Empire. They were written by Timothy Zahn, who I actually have met several times. He's one of the nicest guys in the world. He frequently, weirdly enough, would be panels after my panel at Comic-Con. And so I would talk to him before he would come on. He created Mara Jade in those novels too. But what I loved about Thrawn was he knew how people would fight, or cultures would fight their wars by looking at their art. And that's something when he went over to Rebels that they brought it over. And I thought that was really cool. I hope he shows up in the theme parks. He also, I should mention, Timothy Zahn has expanded it and bridged the two worlds of the Heir to the Empire. There's 3 of those novels, and then one spin-off where Luke and Mara get married, but that he wrote. But he's now got I would say it's the Thrawn trilogy, but I think there's more than 3. And they're all really, really good. I can't say enough good things about Timothy Zahn, or Thrawn, for that matter. Alrighty, thanks. Moving on. And I'm not sure who I thanked. I thanked Timothy Zahn, I guess. Oh, this is cool. This is funny. I'm not sure I have anything else to say because on the last one of these, the Misery Hammer was the prop. So this is the Misery autograph that goes with it. It's James Caan. I don't really have anything else to say. Kathy Bates, blah, 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 won the first female actress, best actress for a horror movie. This scene was originally in the book. Oh, I guess I could say something new. So in the original version that Stephen King said, the original end of this novel when he wrote it was that Kathy Bates, the character, Annie Wilkes, would have James Caan, or I'm trying to remember the author's name. I forgot. I'm blanking on it. Would have him. He finished his book like he did in this one, but instead of throwing it in the fireplace and escaping and having horrible dreams about it after, he actually was killed by Annie, and his skin was used to bind the book. So that is much grimmer, and that is Stephen King in the On Writing book talks about how in that the character sometimes guide the story, and that's a good example. And as a writer, I know that that's actually happened to me. All right, not as famously as Stephen King. All right, what else we got? Oh, sadly, this is another one I have. I own this. This was in the Vixen, comic book Vixen box. This is Watchmen. It is the 2 Silk Spectres. I can tell you an enormous about this because it is a comic book. It is Alan Moore, although his name is not on the movie because he took the moral rights away and said he didn't want to be associated with it. And he didn't want any money from it. But in the comic, the original comic, he wanted to use the Charlton characters, like, Blue Beetle would have been Owlman because there was the 2 Blue Beetles. And the Silk Spectre was actually going to be Black Canary, who eventually became mainstream. I'm actually trying to think if that's right, if she was supposed to be Nightshade. I think she was Black Canary. I'm pretty sure that that's right, which is the older and the younger versions. If she was supposed to be Nightshade, I apologize to all you people. But these are the 2 actors and actresses that played it. Interestingly, again, I have a connection with them. And that is, I'm sorry, I didn't identify them. It's Carla Gugino and Malin Ackerman. I'm trying to think. Carla Gugino, I'm butchering her name. I'll just call her Carla. She actually is in the Justice League movie, the Zack Snyder Justice League movie. She plays the Ship. She's also in the Netflix show, The Haunting of Hill House, and then the not as good, Amazing Hill House, and then the not as good sequel, Blake Manor, Blair Manor, whatever, it's some kind of manor. But she's amazing in it. It's just, I guess, you know, you try to ring the bell twice, plot-wise. But the interesting thing, my connection between these two, which is really interesting, this is not the first picture, even the second, because this is the second time I'm getting this, that I have of them together, because I actually am either a producer or an executive producer of a movie called Hotel Noir, which has her in it, and it has Rosario Dawson and Danny DeVito, and both of them are in it, and they signed something for me. I can't really say that wow, look at me being a producer. I actually think I did it through Kickstarter. I don't think that's how I got my credit. But so this is actually not the first picture I have of them. I think that's all I should say. I will move on. All right. Next is a big one. I think this is the last one. And I think I have this one as well. Yes, I do. This was the Maverick box. It was Chuck Norris. Not only is it Chuck Norris, but ironically, it is the same picture. Coincidentally, I guess it's not irony. Coincidentally, it is the exact same Chuck Norris picture that I bought and got. You got like a choice of 6 that they gave you randomly, and I randomly got the same one twice. I guess this is B. It says Beckett B. Oh no, B may be for Beckett. So this is Invasion USA, Chuck Norris. They had others. What can I say about Chuck Norris that hasn't been said before? He was taught by Bruce Lee. Everybody knows that. He was a 6-time karate champ. I know. Lost in Space, Dr. Smith, you know, oh dear, we must escape. Oh, robot. That guy. He was Chuck Norris's drama coach. He's a guy named Jonathan Harris. So I just say, oh my. That's what you have to say. So that's neat. I'm trying to think. The 70s show, that 70s show, this is something people probably don't know about Chuck Norris. He was supposed to play Red Foreman. He was supposed to play the father. That would have been such a different show if Chuck Norris had played the father. He's got a billion memes, and Chuck Norris is about him. Like, one of my favorites is Superman wears Chuck Norris pajamas. There's another one that says, if he cries, his tears cure all illnesses. Too bad he never cries. He visited Mars once, and there's no life on Mars. What came first, the chicken or the egg? The answer is Chuck Norris came first. They actually asked Chuck Norris which one of his favorites Chuck Norris. There's also, I'm sorry, before I say what his favorite was, what movie is that? Oh God, The Expendables, where they all get together. He actually does Chuck Norris's isms in that, where he says, I was bit by a snake, very poisonous. After 5 intense days of pain, the snake died. You know, so he does his own Chuck Norrisism. But they asked him what his favorite Chuck Norrisism is. And it's the one that says, before the boogeyman goes to sleep, he checks under the bed for Chuck Norris. He says that's his favorite one. So that's funny, because if you relate back to the other box, there is a boogeyman in the other box. So that's interesting. All right, so let's see if that's the end of the box. I think that is the end of this box. So I guess it's a win, because I got a couple of cool things. I got 2 duplicates, which is depressing, but one is Chuck Norris. So how can you argue with more Chuck Norris? If you watch I also did the unboxing of the horror mega box. You can check that out. I don't know which one of these is going up first. I do not know what this one is. So I got stumped on one. I have no idea. I have no idea what it is. So if you know what it is, put it in the comments. If I can figure out what it is, I will post an addendum like I did on the other one. All right. See you all next month for the November Geek Box. Bye-bye. As promised, this is the addendum. I figured out what it was. I looked it up online. Hey, you can buy it on eBay. It's from the movie The Faculty. I'm not sure I would have ever gotten that. I know the movie. It starred Jordana Brewster, who I loved in Chuck, but is also from Fast and the Furious. Salma Hayek's in it. Piper Laura's in it. Bibi Newman's in it. It was the one about the school and the teachers get taken over by aliens. Josh Hartnett's in it as well. So there you go. I got it. I would have never gotten it in a million years, I don't think. But now that I know what it is, I can kind of see why it is what it is. Alrighty. See you next month.